What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Talking Sports with Jake. Hope all doing well. So to start out, Tiger Woods, news about him. He has pled not guilty to suspicion to a DUI. Details are all out. So he was not under the influence of alcohol, but he was under the influence of some drugs. He had some opioids in his pockets. He had some sort of painkiller in his pockets. Not surprised he's on painkillers. He's had so many surgeries throughout his career. He had one not terribly long ago. He's just working his way back. He was trying to work his way into golf straight to play in the Masters, which starts a week from today. Obviously, now it's not going to happen. He's not even going to be the captain of the Ryder Cup next fall either. As he put out a statement saying he's going to focus on health and rehab. Statement, if it looks familiar, it's because he puts one out every 5 years or so, if not every 3 or 4 years, because seems to happen every couple of years with this guy. I don't trust the guy anymore at this point. I mean, look, he's Tiger Woods. He can afford to hire a driver. He can afford to, the best everything in the world. The guy's worth $1.5 billion. I said this in my last show. I don't get it with him, but he pled not guilty. I hope he doesn't get his life together. He's one of the most important athletes in the history of American sports, especially in professional golf. But yeah, I don't have much hope for him, to be honest. But let's move on to the NBA standings as we are in the home stretch of the regular season. Pistons remain the 1 seed, 4 games up on the Boston Celtics. We got the 2 seed is, like I mentioned, the Boston Celtics are at 51-25. 3 seeds, the Knicks, they beat Memphis last night. They're at 49-28. 2.5 games out of a 2 seed in the East. Cavs are a 3 seed at 47-29. Knicks, I'm sure to hold them off because they're only a game and a half ahead of Cleveland right now. Not a lot of games left. There is only about 5 or 6 games left for both teams, but so you want to make sure you have the highest seed possible. 5 seeds Atlanta. They've been playing some excellent basketball since the trade deadline, since the All-Star break. After you get Corey Kispert and CJ McCollum for Trae Young, and then you get Jonathan Kuminga and Buddy Hield for Kristaps Porzingis. Did a really good job at the trade deadline, kind of revamping that roster. Right now they are 5th in the Eastern Conference. 6th is Philadelphia. Them and Toronto are tied for 6th and 7th. They're both 42 and 34. Right now, Philadelphia is considered the 6th seed. Toronto considered the first playing team right now. Both are a game and a half out of 5th right now. So Toronto's on the 5 seed pretty much all season. Not playing nearly as well as Atlanta, who's been playing fantastic. And Philadelphia is playing well right now. Paul George is healthy. He's had a couple of big games recently since coming back. Joel Embiid right now is healthy, and they even just got Tyrese Maxey back. This is the healthiest they've been in a while. I wasn't saying much at all, but it's something. So they have a chance to sneak into the top 6. Toronto, who's again, they were the 5 seed the whole year. They might end up in the play-in. Charlotte right now is the 8 seed right now. You pick up a win last night. They're same record though as Orlando, so tied for the 8th, 9th seed. They have a tiebreaker over Orlando right now though, so they're considered the 8 seed. Orlando's considered the 9 seed. Miami right now is the last playing team, but they are only a half game out of the 8 seed in the Eastern Conference, so that back half of the bracket is very, very close, especially in the play-in in the Eastern Conference, where right now Philadelphia is ranked 6th. There's an outside chance they end up as the 10 seed. They're only 2.5 games ahead of Miami, who's the 10 seed, which is pretty crazy. All those teams only have 5 or 6 games left in the regular season. Right now in the Eastern Conference, season end today, Knicks would host Philadelphia. Cleveland would host Atlanta. In the play-in, Toronto would play Charlotte. The winner of that would face Boston in the first round. The loser of that would play the winner of Orlando and Miami, and the winner of that would play Detroit in the first round. By the way, Cade Cunningham is continuing his process to try and return to play, and he's going to be reevaluated in 1 week. So there's a small chance that he could end up possibly playing the playoffs with the Detroit Pistons. In the Western Conference, Lakers and Denver officially clinched playoff spots. Thunder still the 1 seed, 2 games ahead of the Spurs, who are now won 10 in a row, trying to steal the 1 seed from the Thunder. Lakers right now are the 3 seed and playing some excellent basketball over these last month or so. Denver is also red hot. They've won 7 in a row. Game out of the 3 seed. Rockets right now are the 5 seed. They've been playing some good basketball lately. They have won 4 in a row. Game out of the 4 seed. Minnesota's the 5 seed right now. It's gonna be the 6 seed. Half game out of fifth. First playing team is Phoenix. And then second playing team is the Clippers. Third playing team is Portland. Last playing team is Golden State. Right now, Portland is a half game behind the Clippers for the 8 seed. So they've been playing very well lately. Kudos to Thiago Splitter. He's coming and actually done a pretty good job. I really think he should keep the full-time job next season. So in the West right now, the Lakers would host Minnesota for the second year in a row in the first round. Denver would host Houston. In the play-in, Phoenix would play the Clippers. They'd host the Clippers. Winner of that would play right now San Antonio. And the loser of that would play the winner of Portland and Golden State. And the winner of that would play OKC in the first round. So this is probably going to be a shorter show. Thought maybe I might get a call, and it doesn't look like that's going to happen. But Connor Griffin is going to be called up tomorrow for the Pittsburgh Pirates, the number one prospect in all baseball, shortstop. I don't know why he just didn't make the team out of camp. I don't know what the point was for keeping him in the minors for the first week of the season. Maybe because he hadn't played in AAA before and wanted to get some AAA seasoning. But like last year, he started in high A ball, in low A ball. I ended in double A. Last year, he hit 333, 21 homers, 95 ribbies, 65 stolen bases, with a 415 on base, on 941 slugging. He's hitting 438 in 16 at-bats in AAA with 3 stolen bases. Not a lot of at-bats, only played 5 games, but he's only 20 years old. He's going to be 20. He's still at 19. He's going to be 20 years old in about 3 weeks. He was the 9th overall pick in the draft only 2 years ago. His progression has been absolutely crazy. He's hit at every level so far. I think he's going to be an incredible player. And look, again, only 16 at bats at AAA. That's always risky, but if the kid can play, the kid can play. And he's being called up by the Pittsburgh Pirates tomorrow. You might as well. The Pirates are a very young team that I did say they're going to be better than expected, but still aren't probably going to be great. And I can't imagine they're going to make a playoff. So might as well call him up. Best case, he ends up playing really, really well, and maybe he can help you make a playoff push. Worst case, either your team isn't good enough, but he plays well, or if he doesn't play well, you can still send him back down. He obviously still has options. He's still not even 20 years old. You can give him some more AAA season. You always bring him back in September. But Connor Griffin's getting called up tomorrow by the Pittsburgh Pirates. Heading to football, Puka has checked into rehab. Apparently, he was in rehab when he apparently stabbed that woman and made some really inappropriate comments. Look, I don't support any of the stuff that he's doing. It's really, really horrible, but I'm glad at least that he's getting help. He said to improve his overall behavior, which is something that is needed. We do not want another Antonio Brown on our hands. He's an incredible talent. Last year, he was second in the league in receiving. I think he was the overall second receiver in the NFL last season. He's one of the best in the league, still really young. He's eligible for a big contract extension this offseason. I'm happy he's doing what he needs to do. The Raiders have signed Kirk Cousins to one of the more complicated contracts I've ever seen. On the surface, it's technically a 5-year deal of $172 million. When you first read that, you think, whoa, wait, what? The guy's 38 years old, torn Achilles in the rearview mirror. He hasn't been a full-time starter. He hasn't played a full season in like 4 years. What are we doing here? Then when you read deeper, you realize what it is. It's technically a 1-year deal worth $20 million. He's due $8.7 million from Atlanta this year. He's going to be guaranteed $1.3 million from the Raiders. If he's on the roster on the third day of the league year in 2027, next season, he'll get a $10 million signing bonus. His agent's got to go in the Hall of Fame. Getting a $84 million fully guaranteed deal, just continuing to sign like $30 million extensions for a 1 year after that. Getting $180 million from the Falcons of a torn Achilles at, 35 years of age. And now, we are 3 weeks exactly from the first round of the NFL draft. And he got $20 million to probably be a backup. Like that's his agent should be in the Hall of Fame. I think he in player salaries he's got more career player earnings than Tom Brady. Tom Brady has 7 Super Bowls. Kirk Cousins I think has 1 playoff win, and he's gonna be what 38 or 39 years old. That's crazy. This honestly isn't a bad sign. The money is weird, but he's still a fine, mentor slash fill in backup temporary starter. Last year, he threw for 1,400 yards, 10 touchdowns, 5 picks, and 7 starts with Atlanta. So I think Mendoza's going to start week 1. Normally, first overall pick is usually starts right away. I'm always for letting these young kids sit at first, but he has played a lot of college football for Fernando Mendoza. He played at forget where. It was kind of weird, some weird school for a few years. Then he played in Indiana. He has played a lot of college football, so I do think he's ready to play week 1. Not sure what the offensive line looks like, if he's going to get killed or not, but I do not see if there's much of a reason to sit Fernando Mendoza. I think Kirk will probably be the backup heading into week 1. I'm gonna close out with NXT, but I have story time. Brought to you by Don't Do Crimes. Brandon Clarke, Memphis Grizzlies player, has been arrested for trafficking a controlled substance, improper passing, and fleeing and exceeding the speed limit. By the way, this guy is not even active. He's injured. He's played 2 games the whole year for Memphis. Part of that, right now, basically G League roster with Cedric Coward from recent first round pick and a bunch of nobodies. Their entire team is injured, from John Morant to Something Aldama to Zach Edey to Brandon Clarke. They're all injured. No, I don't even know half the guys they were playing against the Knicks uh, last night. Clark's been injured all season. He's played 2 whole games. Okay, the guy's played 2 whole games. Uh, and this guy's doing this. Like, what are we doing? I don't understand. Just don't do crimes. You're making millions of dollars playing in the NBA. Don't do crimes. Anyways, let's recap NXT. Uh, First match was a 6-man tag. Mike Santana from TNA and OTM. Remember, the show was in New York by the Garden. This is right before Stan's last weekly show before Stand and Deliver. On a 6-man tag against Dark State. And let's see, I'm reading a little summary here. Mike Santana and OTM pick up the win. As their rivalry continues. Miles Bourne did a sit-down interview with Vic Joseph. And then Gargano interrupted. He basically said, you better not hope that TakeOver NXT or NXT Johnny shows up. I really wish to. I honestly don't hate the title on Johnny Gargano. Let him be Johnny Wrestling again. The next match was Los Americanos versus the Birthright in the NXT Tag Team Championship number 1 contenders match finals. In that match, Los Americanos pick up the win. Rayo and Bravo, which it's Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. I think it's pretty obvious. So they're going to face the Vanity Project for the NXT Tag Team Championship at Stand and Deliver. I think they should put the titles on Rayo and Bravo. No, it makes no sense that those 3, with of course El Grande Americano, are baby faces on NXT, baby faces in AAA in Mexico, but heels on the main roster. That makes no sense, but if they're hot, they're hot. And I guess take advantage. We had Kalani Jordan against Jada Parker. Jada Parker picks up the win, and she was attacked by Kalani backstage later in the night. Then we had Joe Hendry, Ricky Saint, Ethan Page, and Tony D'Angelo in their contract signing, which ended, obviously, in a big brawl. I would love to see them put the title on Tony D'Angelo. Love that dude. We had Keanu Carver against Jasper Troy of Josh Briggs, a special guest referee. Keanu Carver picks up the win and continues to yell at Booker T, and then Briggs attacks him after the match. Looks like we'll get Briggs and Carver this coming week. Blake Monroe and Tatum Paxley had a segment. Blake still escaped with Tatum's championship, but of course they are going to have a match at Stand and Deliver for the NXT North American Championship. Very excited for that match, for sure. I really do hope Tatum retains, though. And then just to preview Stand and Deliver, it's going to be Soul Worker against Zarya, which is going to be awesome. On the Vanity Project, of course, Jackson Drake will be there. I guess Los Americanos for the NXT Tag Titles. Of course, El Grande Americano will be there as well. Malice Born with Johnny Gargano for the NXT North American Championship. Tatum Paxley against Blake Monroe for the Women's North American Championship. JC Jane is going to face Kendall Gray for the NXT Women's title. I don't hate they put the title on Kendall Gray, to be honest. And then the Fatal 4-Way, Joe Hendry between Joe Hendry, Ethan Page, Ricky Saints, and Tony D'Angelo for Fatal 4-Way for the NXT title. And they just named the fifth match. It is official. It's going to be Lola Vice versus Kendall Gray. And the winner's going to face JC. That's what this thing says. No, I really think they're going to make it a triple threat. I think the source I'm reading is flawed, but I really think they're going to probably put Lola Vice in there with it's going to be inserted into the match with Kendall Gray, which I'm not a fan of. I don't think she needs to be there, but I really think Kendall Gray is going to win and be the next NXT Women's Champion. All right. That's all I got for you guys today. Until next time, so long. Have a great day.